Hello, EOS Nation, and welcome to episode 39 of EOS Hot Sauce. I'm your host, Daniel Keys, and we've got another spicy one for you this week. Ever since the final version of EOSIO 2.0 was released, the community's been buzzing with excitement and asking many questions about the upgrade process. We called in Matthew Darwin, our world-class Chief Infrastructure Officer, to co-write this week's EOS Hot Sauce feature section, as we deep dive into the process of fully upgrading the EOS mainnet. We've also got news on Voice CEO announced, Crown Dackathon 2020, Wax, Liquid Apps, Trading and Testnet, Boss Rec Surge, Everpedia Guild and Pool Tips, Emanate Alpha 1.1, WordProof in the EU, and much more. EOS Hot Sauce is available in every format. You can watch on YouTube, listen to the podcast, or read on our blog. And make sure to sign up for our EOS Nation newsletter at eosnation.io. Let's get to it. Up first, EOSIO 2.0 upgrade process and Voice CEO. EOSIO 2 has been officially released, and the excitement in the community is palpable. EOSIO 2.0 brings with it enhanced performance, improved security, and new developer tools. Dive into the official release article to learn more about the four major components included in EOSIO 2: EOS VM, EOSIO Quick Start Web IDE, WebAuthn support, and weighted threshold multi-signature block production support. Many in the community are now wondering how quickly block producers will upgrade to EOSIO 2, and we'd like to shed some light on the implementation process. First, let's review the work that EOS Nation has done on EOSIO 2.0.0 since the first release candidate was made available in October 2019. First, we needed to check how things work on test networks like Jungle and Kylan. Testing occurred incrementally, proceeding through each step once confident that things were working properly. First, we deployed the EOSIO binary on API and peer-to-peer nodes. Second, deploy EOS VM on API and peer-to-peer nodes. Third, deploy the same to producing nodes. And fourth, deploy the same to the state history nodes. And fifth, repeat as necessary as new information becomes available and changes are released. Once the test networks had EOSIO 2.0 binary and EOS VM, we started running tests on EOS mainnet, starting with the peer-to-peer nodes. Testing on EOS mainnet is necessary because the transaction volume and number of peers is significantly higher than on any test network. During the testing phase, many discussions were had with Block 1 to troubleshoot issues and then deploy changes. The current status of the EOS mainnet deployment at EOS Nation is that steps 1 and 2 are completed. We are still testing EOS VM on test networks and are not yet ready to deploy it to our block producer nodes. Moving forward, here is the process to get the network fully upgraded to EOSIO 2.0. All Node EOS users, dApps and block producers, need to do their own independent reviews and tests. dApps need to make any changes to accommodate 2.0, as there are some API incompatibilities documented by Block 1. Block producers need to upgrade all their API and peer-to-peer nodes to 2.0. Block producers need to upgrade producing nodes to 2.0. Block producers need to switch to EOS VM on API and peer-to-peer nodes. And finally, block producers need to switch to EOS VM on producing nodes. Block producers will follow their own schedule for how deployment will be done. However, once a block producer rolls out EOS VM on their block producing nodes, actions will get less expensive on the network. Consequently, any EOS node not upgraded may have problems keeping up with the additional capacity, meaning that some coordination is required for a smooth rollout. We expect that it will take 8 weeks or more for the network to be successfully and fully upgraded. It's important to note that not all block producers should immediately upgrade to 2.0. Instead, upgrades should happen in a gradual fashion once each block producer is ready in order to reduce risk to the network. In addition to the EOSIO 2.0 binary and EOS VM, there are new protocol features that can be activated. This will require a 15 out of 21 multisig to approve and will be initiated after the above steps are completed. EOS Nation now has 2 months of experience running EOSIO 2.0, having deployed 14 different binary releases since the first 2.0 release candidate was made available. We've taken the role of early adopter to roll out EOSIO 2.0, while other block producers are taking a more conservative deployment schedule. Both roles are needed to make the EOS mainnet successful. In other massive news, Sela Zalatimo has just been announced as the CEO of Block 1's upcoming social media platform Voice. As the former global chief digital officer at Forbes, we think this is an amazing choice for a CEO and hints at some of the bigger ambitions that Block 1 has through Voice. We all know that social media platforms have become de facto news sites, so this choice of CEO makes a lot of strategic sense to us. We're more excited than ever for the upcoming beta release of Voice. Also, it's good to see Brendan Bloomer and Daniel Larimer being more active with public communications. Brendan was especially active on Twitter over the holidays, garnering a lot of positive attention from the community. Fans of Daniel Larimer will be happy to learn that he's been invited as a keynote speaker at the US Capitol as part of the event series, The Future of Money, Governance, and the Law, on January 31st, 2020. Brendan and Dan are also listed as contributors to the newly created Nakamoto platform, which is a venue for quality technical, philosophical, and cultural writing that is of general interest to the crypto community as a whole, for beginner and expert alike. The content published so far on Nakamoto has been extremely high quality, and we're excited to see what kind of articles the two leaders of Block 1 will be publishing. Will they be highly technical articles detailing the state-of-the-art technology that powers the various EOSIO networks around the world? Or will they instead focus on mass adoption through a revolutionary social platform that offers fantastic user experience and unprecedented access, control, and transparency over data? Let us know what you think in the comments below. And finally, congratulations to EOS Fly to Mars for producing the 100 millionth block on the EOS public network. Block 1 and block producers have learned a lot during these first 100 million blocks, and we've been hard at work building the foundations of the largest and most capitalized delegated proof-of-stake network in the world. EOS is just getting started, and the innovation we're going to see in the next 100 million blocks is going to be spectacular. Did you notice we're also up to 1.7 million accounts now? Let's go EOS! Up next, Crown's DACathon 2020. On January 11th to 12th, the EOSIO community came together for their first event of the new year. The first of its kind, the DACathon 2020, The Future of Organizations, was sponsored by the Crown DAC. Participants from all over the globe joined this virtual conference with a common goal of accelerating DAC adoption and tools. During the event, all participants cooperated to successfully create a DAC from scratch while discussing all the important parameters. They then launched their customized DAC model on the Jungle testnet, distributed their governance token, and voted their first set of custodians. The result was the Meta DAC, whose mission is to promote DACs through community engagement, technology, tools, and strategic design. The central element and software tool used throughout the event was the DAC Factory by EOS DAC, which was presented by Luke Stokes. The presentation, along with many others of the event, can all be found on Crown's YouTube channel. Besides Luke's DAC Factory walkthrough and the recording of the DACathon livestream, you'll also find Brock Pierce talking about the potential of DACs and EOS Nation's own Yves LaRose as he shares his thoughts on DACs and their influence on the design elements of the worker proposal system reboot for the EOS public network. Those who want to watch the entire livestream will learn a lot about what to consider, including technical steps when setting up a DAC. True to their mission, the custodians of the Meta DAC are currently working on their next steps, and we're looking forward to further updates. DACathons, educational content, tools, or campaigns to promote the potential of DACs are all possibilities that are currently being explored. If this sounds interesting to you, make sure to join the conversation on Telegram or Twitter. EOS Nation wants to thank everyone who organized and participated in this fantastic event. Kudos to all the organizers, to June Dam for being an awesome host, to Crown DAC for sponsoring, and to EOS DAC for coding such a great tool. DACs are the future of decentralized cooperation, and the necessary tools for the adoption of the DAC model are being built on EOSIO. Up next, EOSIO networks. First, Wax and Liquid apps, live testnet, NFTs with Collectrix, and trading through EOS locally. It was yet another exciting week for Wax as they continue to grow their developer community, forge partnerships, and produce great content. The latest news this week concerns the integration of Liquid apps into Wax. Don't you love it when two of our favorite projects collaborate together? Wax developers can now utilize amazing dApp network services like Liquid Link, Liquid Oracles, VRAM, and Zeus SDK. These solutions boost Wax scalability and cross-chain compatibility with EOSIO chains, as well as other blockchains like Ethereum, Bitcoin, and others. It's like having a Rosetta Stone for the major blockchains. As part of their ongoing efforts to create a great environment for developers, the Wax testnet is now live. This testnet allows developers to troubleshoot their Wax smart contracts in a safe environment, and also comes with a quick start tutorial, which helps users through the setup process. Tokens and resources are free on the testnet, allowing developers to test their application at no cost. A new partnership was announced between Wax and Collectrix, a Hong Kong-based one-stop shop solution that enables owners of intellectual property to sell their branded items directly to customers. These physical items will be delivered as an NFT and physically redeemed later. Collectrix also plans to build a marketplace powered by Wax, so that their customers can trade their NFTs on the Wax blockchain. WaxP, the token that powers the Wax blockchain, was added on the OTC trading platform EOS locally and can now be bought or sold in the peer-to-peer manner for cash or via online payment in the currency of your choice. Along with the announcement, the EOS locally team also published a short summary explaining how users can trade Wax on the platform. In the newest episode of Wax On series, William Quigley once again shares valuable insights and shows his passion to educate the crypto community on fundamental knowledge. This time he gives answers and examples on how to value crypto tokens and talked about 3 crypto milestones that will launch it to the moon. We recommend all our listeners watch these new episodes as they put things in perspective, short and sweet as usual. Up next, Boss Rex surges, Boss trading expands. On the 5th of January, someone spent a staggering 1.17 million Boss in order to rent over 22 million Boss from Rex. Since the recent Rex fix was implemented before the massive loan, the 1.17 million in Boss fees is going to be evenly distributed among 12-hour staging pools over the course of 30 days. This means that users who are currently holding Boss on exchanges or staked for resources they're not using can transfer their Boss into Rex to take advantage of these outrageous Rex returns. Boss Community Manager and EOS Nation Ambassador Toju Kaka wrote a nice article about the situation and also included easy-to-follow instructions for those who want to move their Boss into Rex. For those of you who'd rather trade your Boss instead of moving it into Rex, Token Pocket has you covered. The popular wallet has added Boss as one of their tradable assets, which means that users can easily trade Boss for BTC, USDT, EOS, Ethereum, and many others. Finally, BossScore participated in the recent Dackathon 2020 by elaborating on adopting the board account voting mechanism that has been implemented on Boss and how it can be used in collective decision-making. Up next, decentralized blockchain applications. First, Everipedia Guild and pool tips. David Leibowitz of Everipedia shared an in-depth article explaining why he believes the platform would benefit from the implementation of writer guilds, a potential feature the team wrote about in a Medium post on July 2019. It would allow IQ token holders to not only earn through actively contributing content and voting, but also earn passively through delegating their vote to more active community members, who then would share a part of the rewards. He also explained how such staking pools would steer the platform automatically in the direction to produce content that the majority of token holders would be interested in. Furthermore, he suggests the creation of staking pools and the option for token holders to suggest a certain topic for a page and create additional incentive for the editors through tipping. All these new features sound very innovative and interesting, and while not rolled out yet, we appreciate the open and detailed discussions on how such new features would be best implemented. Next, Emanate Alpha 1.1. The Emanate team deployed the much-anticipated Alpha 1.1 update of their EOS-powered music streaming platform. Here are some of our favorite features of Emanate. Search function. If you follow Emanate on Instagram, you'll know that they constantly onboard new musicians, and with the new search function, you can find those musicians instantly. New filter. A new filter mode for the listen function lets you choose between the most recent or most popular tracks. And the track promo pages. Each individual track has a page which makes sharing your favorite Emanate tracks across social media very easy. As an incentive to try this new sharing feature, the Emanate team will randomly reward users that share tracks on Twitter. All you have to do is share the link on Twitter and tag Emanate Official and the artist whose track you shared. Curious about what else comes with Emanate Alpha 1.1? Find out on their official announcement on Medium. Next, WordProof pitches at the European Union. WordProof just recently presented their impressive track record of 2019, and it comes as no surprise that the team competes with 21 other finalists for the Blockchain for Social Good EIC Horizon Prize. The finalists pitched their projects in front of the EU Commission on Friday, January 10th, in order to receive one of the 5 grants, each worth 1 million euros. We have our fingers crossed for the WordProof team and are excited to learn about the results soon. In the meantime, take some time to check out how easy their auto timestamp feature works, which we also use for the EOS Hot Sauce publications. Finally, Upland Roadmap released. After making Upland available for download on Android and iOS, the team was quick to release the roadmap, which is labeled U2020, a roadmap for mass adoption. It's packed with really exciting stuff, and the goals are color-coded from high confidence in green to slight chance in orange. We're happy to report that much anticipated features like trading for fiat, new cities, travel between cities, treasure hunts, live events, toggle real-world data, desktop version, and many more are all marked green. Like the game, this roadmap is professionally crafted and shows the clear vision the team has for Upland. If you're new to Upland, we recommend checking out the recent podcast interview or the guide for beginners. Next up, collaborations, partnerships, and interoperability. First up, Liquid Apps child chains through LiquidX and a WPS teaser. On top of releasing a great guide to creating Liquid accounts, the Liquid Apps team also participated in a lively Everything EOS podcast episode. Zach makes for a great host as he welcomes two heavy hitters this week, Benny Hakak, CEO of Liquid Apps, alongside our very own Yves LaRose, CEO of EOS Nation. This 70-minute episode is jam-packed with some fascinating and high-quality information about the DApp network, LiquidX, and child chains. We also discuss some of our own projects like the story of Proxy for Nation and the upcoming worker proposal system reboot, which is being worked on by EOS Nation and Attic Lab. For those who don't want to watch the full episode, and why not, we've got the topics timestamped on our blog. Next up, EOSDT collaboration with P-tokens. The Equilibrium team shared some exciting news about their collaboration and upcoming integration with P-tokens by Provable, ex-Oracleize. The creation of PEG tokens like PEOS, not to be mistaken with the EOS-based privacy token, PEOSDT, PETH, or PBTC, would allow Equilibrium to extend its reach across blockchain protocols, gain more liquidity, and become a chain-agnostic DeFi project in the long run. Currently, the team has PEOS and PBTC running on the testnet and aims for the main release in Q1. DeFi might well be the unifying use case that all crypto users deem equally valuable, while stablecoins backed by a diverse portfolio of various leading crypto assets could also help reduce tribalism in crypto. We all share similar goals after all. It's great to see Equilibrium opening up on that front and showcasing the flexibility of EOSIO to the wider crypto crowd. Next up, Meet One Wallet 3.0. Meet One released the 3.0 version of their popular mobile wallet, and the update shows clear indicators that multi-chain support is a much-desired feature by their users. The integrated MEX exchange allows instant trading, and the clock-in function offers free CPU to users, as well as buying further CPU resources at a competitive rate. Within the wallet, you can discover games, dApps, useful tools, financial products, and also receive 24-hour breaking news. Learn more about the new features and improvements in the release article. Next, Boyd rental through Shintai. Shintai 2.0 is being rolled out, and a Boyd leasing market was launched as the first of many to follow. Boyd miners can now lease Boyd tokens to optimize their Boyd power in order to increase their mining rewards, while Boyd investors can earn passive income through the lending of their unused Boyd tokens to miners. Shintai users new to Boyd are well advised to get familiar with the Boyd token economics before entering the market. The Boyd project crowdsources spare computational power for purposeful causes such as cancer research. Mining can be done from most desktop computers and allows users to allocate unused CPU processing power in order to contribute to solving hard scientific problems. Next, Nudex offers USDT cross-chain conversion. Nudex continues to be a leader in EOSIO innovation while building bridges between blockchains to offer their users a smooth multi-chain trading experience. The recently launched USDT cross-chain conversions allows users to easily swap between Tron, EOS, and Ethereum. They've also published a tutorial on the new feature. Furthering the cross-chain functionalities on Nudex, the EOSIO trading zone was created, and we're excited to see which blockchains they will be adding in the future. Finally, EOSIO.support. We discovered a new educational platform this week that we'd like to share. EOSIO.support allows you to quickly find answers or tutorials regarding a variety of EOSIO networks. It's great to see multiple educational content platforms on all things EOSIO. We think it's a clear indicator that the community is healthy and growing. Where do you find your sources of educational content on EOSIO? Let us know in the comments. And in our final section this week, the vibrant EOSIO community. First up, revisiting the winners of the Block 1 Global Hackathon series. Block 1 was quoted in their recent article titled Hacking On, 1 Year On. It's been just over a year since the EOS Global Hackathon series concluded, so we're taking a moment to recap what went down, but also look forward. We're checking in with some of the past winners and competitors on how their projects built on EOS are progressing, where they're at, and what they're doing next. And finally, EOS Vancouver meetup on Thursday, January 23rd. The event's titled EOS Vancouver Presents Learning About Blockchain Technology. Join us the last Thursday of every month at The Hive, Vancouver's longest-standing co-working space that operates as a non-profit society. We're thrilled to be able to bring key EOS players together and co-host this series of EOS events and meetups. Find out all the details on our blog. And that's all for this week's episode of EOS Hot Sauce. EOS Nation is a top 21 block producer on the EOS public network. We earn inflation rewards based on the percentage of tokens staked towards us. Those rewards are reinvested into EOSIO community, tools, and infrastructure. Help grow the ecosystem by staking your vote to EOS Nation FTW for BP, or proxying to Proxy for Nation. Remember, we never accept compensation in exchange for featuring projects in the EOS Hot Sauce. That means if a project is included in the EOS Hot Sauce, it's because we believe that project brings value to the EOSIO ecosystem, and we want our community to know about it. Are you building an interesting project on EOSIO? Are you hosting an EOSIO event soon? We want to hear from you. Reach out to us on social media or by email at info@eosnation.io. Thanks for supporting EOS Nation and for listening to this week's edition of EOS Hot Sauce. Want more spicy updates? Check our website for previous episodes. Once again, I'm your host Daniel Keys, and we'll be back again next week. Until then, let's keep it spicy.